Hi everybody, I've been meaning to make a video over the last couple of days. I've finally got round to it, about a couple of issues concerning Christianity in the UK. And first one, Dorian Stratton did a video on this. I'm surprised not more of my fellow British atheists haven't mentioned this, but I guess we've all got other things we're trying to make videos about, or we're just other things besides making videos. Of course, David Cameron and his recent claim that the Tory party is doing the work of Jesus. Now, if you're an American citizen, you're probably not going to find that unusual. I'm sure Republicans in America claim that they're doing the work of Jesus all the time. I'm sure it's a very common claim. In the UK, it's not quite as common. What I've normally heard from David Cameron in the past, and I can't quote him exactly, I've had a bit of a Google for some quotes, but I haven't been able to find what I'm looking for. But basically, in the past, he said things along the lines of that he values this country's Christian heritage, or he praises Christian values. He says things like this that are supportive of Christianity, without ever just actually saying, "I am a Christian." He doesn't. In the past, I've never heard him say that. All I've really seen from him is quotes that show vague support for Christianity without committing himself to it in any great way. And the reason for that, I strongly suspect, is he's trying to sort of tread a careful line between his secular supporters, the secular part of the electorate, and obviously the Christians. And he doesn't want to piss either side off too much. And I think his strategy for a long time has been that as long as he can show support for Christianity, it'll keep the Christians sweet. They'll just be like, okay, great, yeah, Christianity, Christian values, brilliant, you know. Then they're not going to be too fussed whether he actually throws his lot in with them, whether he devotes himself to their actual religion. And the secular lot, I think, are going to be like, okay, religion. They'll just look at it with a squinty eye. That tends to be the case. The problem is, though, now he's come out very explicitly and come out with this very bizarre claim that the Tory party is the chosen party. They're doing the work of Jesus. And I think conservative atheists aren't going to take kindly to that. I don't think they have. Because a lot of conservative atheists, they tend not to be very supportive of things like secularism, which is why I don't really have a lot of time for conservative atheists. I don't see them as brethren of mine in any way, shape or form. But I think even they are going to be concerned about this. I think when people are explicitly showing support, certainly a politician like David Cameron is explicitly showing support for religion, I think this is when they're going to start waking up to the necessity for secularism. I think that's what's going to happen. But I mean, the obvious reason he's doing this, I think, is because he wants to win back the conservative Christian types from UKIP, because that's where they've all gone, that's where their loyalty is, because UKIP, as we all know, is anti-secular. They're a party that opposes the idea of separation of religion and the state, and they choose to increase the power that the Church of England currently has, which is not a lot, but more than a lot of people realise, which is what I'm going to come to in a moment. So, yes, I think it's this, he's gambling, he's hoping that he can win back the people who've defected to UKIP. I don't think it'll work. I hope it doesn't work. There's UKIP, although they are gaining a certain amount of popularity at the moment, are not going to win the next election. It isn't going to happen. They're still a fringe political party. They may be getting a little bit more support because there's a lot of Islamophobia and other such things like that in the UK at the moment. There's also a lot of controversy over gay marriage. This is one of the things as well. Although David Cameron has always said, I support Christianity, blah blah blah, I'm proud of our Christian heritage and our Christian values, he's also the Prime Minister who legalised gay marriage, much to the chagrin of any conservative Christians who voted for him. And of course, it's notable as well, though, he was only able to legalise gay marriage with Ed Miliband's help. You know, his own party were against him on this, or the majority of them were, which is interesting. But yes, I don't think I don't think he's going to win the support back from people who defected to UKIP. I don't think UKIP are a significant enough threat either. I still think it's important that we educate people as to why UKIP are dodgy and are a dangerous party to vote for, but I'm not especially worried that they're going to take the next election. You know, I don't think that's likely. And I do hope that both these parties go, basically. I want this current coalition gone. So obviously it goes without saying I'm not going to be voting for either UKIP or the Conservative Party. I will do a video closer to the time of telling you about who I am going to vote for, I think. But this brings me on to, the problem, the fact that we don't have secularism in the UK, or we don't have it in law. I want to talk about something called Chancel repair liability. And if you don't know what that is, it's an ancient law, I think it dates back to the time of Henry VIII, whereby churches can bill people who live in their parish, whether they're Anglican or not, whether they attend the church or not, they can bill them for repair to their church. And I'm not talking about going around shaking a collection box asking for a few coppers. They can send you a bill for thousands of pounds just for living in a parish. Even if you're not a Christian, if you live in their parish, they can send you a bill for thousands of pounds, and legally, apparently, you're bound to pay it because of one of those ancient laws that no one's ever bothered to change. And this is happening. 250 churches in the UK, apparently, have done this. They've sent bills to people who have are not members of their church for thousands of pounds. And the amount of distress, of course, this is causing these families is horrifying. And you just think, how fucking cheeky can you get? You know, asking people who don't even attend your church to pay for it, to fucking pay for the repairs. It just disgusts me. Now, if you're a Christian, and you're just becoming aware of this issue, my advice to you is this: if you oppose this, if you agree with me, if you're a Christian who agrees with me that people who don't attend churches or have nothing to do with these churches should not, if you agree they should not have to be paying thousands of pounds of their own money to repair other people's churches, if you make it clear that you oppose this, and if your church is one of these 250 churches, leave that church. Tell that church that's why you're leaving. Tell them I'm going to go to a different church that isn't stealing money off people, basically. I mean, technically, legally, that's not what they've done, but there's the letter of the law, then there's the spirit of the law, isn't there? Make it clear you're going to go to a different church. You know, speak out and be vocal about this. Don't just leave it to the non-religious to do this. You know, speak out. If you disagree with Chancel repair liability, make that clear. That, to me, is one of the reasons why separation of church and state cannot come soon enough in this country. I mean, I know this is not the biggest issue in the world. There are countries where religion is far, far a bigger problem in the UK, but nonetheless, it's still a problem. And it's something I'd like to see it within my lifetime. I would like to see the separation of religion and state. Sadly, I'm not optimistic about that, though. But anyway, let me know what you think, everybody. Goodbye.